All right, you guys. So in the last couple of examples, we've been trying to find our asymptotes. And so far, we've looked at problems that had vertical and horizontal asymptotes. But I also wanted to make sure I showed you a problem that has an oblique asymptote. So I didn't forget. We're going to cover it now. Okay. So remember, in order to find your vertical asymptotes, you set your denominator equal to 0. You guys are good on that. But remember, the difference between an oblique asymptote and a horizontal asymptote is where the larger degree is. So if we look at this problem that they've given us, h of x equals 3x to the fourth minus x squared over x cubed minus x squared plus 1, we can see that the larger degree is in the numerator, okay? Now also notice that the degree in the numerator is only bigger than the one in the denominator by 1. That's important. If their difference is greater than 1, it's not going to have either a horizontal and an oblique. Their difference can only be by 1. So remember that. So our larger degree is in the numerator. So because the larger degree is in the numerator, that tells us that we're going to have an oblique asymptote. Okay, so since it's oblique, the way that you find those, remember, we have to use long division. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and set that up. So we're going to divide the numerator by the denominator. So remember, when you're doing long division, you're going to make sure that both of your polynomials are in descending order, which means that they're facing from largest degree to smallest. Okay, the dividend goes on the inside. That's the numerator. So we're going to have 3x to the fourth. We're also going to account for missing terms. So remember, this polynomial happens to go from the fourth degree to the second. So it's missing a cubic term, and it's also missing a linear term. So in its place, I'm going to put 0 as the placeholders. Don't forget to do that so that your terms line up when you're doing this. All right, there's my dividend. And my divisor is going to be the denominator. So that's going to go on the outside. X cubed minus x squared plus 1. Okay. Now remember, when you're doing long division, you are looking at the first term in the divisor and the first term in the dividend. Okay. So let me change up my colors to help you. All right. So we're looking at the first term in the divisor, first term in the dividend. So I want to ask myself, what times x cubed is going to give me 3x to the fourth? Well, 3x would. Okay, so I'm going to take 3x and I'm going to multiply by every term that's in the divisor. Okay, see if I can get some consistency. There we go. So 3x times x cubed is 3x to the fourth. 3x times negative x squared is negative 3x cubed. And 3x times 1 is 3x. Okay. Notice that when I'm doing this, I'm lining the terms up based on their degree. It helps the whole process go a lot smoother when you do that. All right, then I'm going to subtract. Remember, draw the line, change the sign. All right, so because there's a negative out there, that negative is going to be distributed to all of the terms that come after it. So now this is negative, that's positive, that's negative, and I'm going to combine from top to bottom. Okay. So 3x to the fourth minus 3x to the fourth, that's 0. They cancel. I have 0x cubed plus 3x cubed. That's 3x cubed. This negative x squared is going to drop down. And I have 0x minus 3x. That's negative 3x. Okay. I'm going to keep going. I know I can keep going because the degree in my divisor and the degree down here in my remainder, they're the same. So I can keep going. So I'm going to ask myself, what times x cubed gives me 3x cubed? All right, we're always looking at the first term in the divisor and the first term down here in the term that we're doing. So I can multiply that by 3. And then I'm going to take that 3, and once again, I'm going to multiply by every term that's in the divisor. Let's change this back to purple. All right, so we have 3 times x cubed. That's 3x cubed. 3 times negative x squared, that's negative 3x squared. And 3 times 1, that's plus 3. And then I'm going to draw the line, change the sign. All right, so when I do that, I'm going to distribute the negative to all of the terms that come behind it. So that's negative, that's positive now, and that's negative. And then I'm going to combine my like terms. So when I do that, my front terms go away. They cancel. So I have negative x squared plus 3x squared. That's 2x squared.